Wrong button. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Ark Ascended. I'm Phlinger, and today we're going to be discussing a whole bunch of different tips and tricks that'll help you out in playing Ark Ascended. A lot of these are carryovers from Ark Survival Evolved, but a lot of them have actually changed. So, because, a lot of the things in the game have actually changed, coming from Ark Survival Evolved to Ark Survival Ascended. Well, now today we're going to talk about a few of them. Now, the first one I want to talk about, early game animal packs like raptors, direwolves, stuff like that. Raptors, because they are really easy and low level to be able to go craft their saddles, and direwolves because you just don't even need to craft a saddle. These guys right here will actually put you ahead really, really fast in the power level when they don't get stuck on rocks. But yeah, these guys, they are really, really good. Well, you weren't even stuck on a rock. You were stuck on a bush. All right, raptors, we need to talk. I'm just saying. All right, but yeah, these guys, they are actually really, really good because in order to craft the raptor saddle, honestly, it is super low level. Level 18, and you can have a bunch of these raptor saddles up and going. You need meat early, you need hide early, you just need to be able to beat the living crap out of a parasaur. All right, I'm not going back to find them. I'm just saying. We're going to talk about raptors. They're good when they're They made it. Hey, all right, nice. All right, but yeah, these guys, they are really good for boosting your power level early game. It's really, really effective. Now, if you do have access to direwolves, I would recommend getting them because they're a little bit tougher. Actually, they're a lot tougher than raptors. But raptors will make short work of just about anything. They will make things seriously just melt. It is that simple. Yeah, I could be talking over this right now, explaining what they're doing, but they're making mincemeat of just everything right there. Yeah. I think that was rather self-explanatory. And plus, they get hide, they get meat, they get levels, they get all sorts of stuff that helps out early game. It's really effective, really easy, so yeah. Alright, the next one I want to discuss is early game when you are trying to get a whole bunch of metal. Now, the easiest way is to go up and find a bit of metal, metal rock, harvest that. But if you don't have access to that, and chances are you're not going to, when you're still living in your beach bob days, what you want to do is you want to go to any river and look for these little round rocks. These rocks have a much higher percentage of metal in them than just a regular rock. Now, the regular rocks, if you go up to it and you harvest those with a regular stone pick, which you're generally going to have when you're first starting out, is you're going to get maybe one, sometimes two pieces of metal for a whole lot of harvesting. We don't want that. We don't want to concern ourselves with that. Grab your stone pick, come down here, get just enough metal from these so where you can actually come back, you can go craft your smithy, and then you can craft your first metal pick. That's all you need. It's 12 raw metal to craft a metal pick. That's it. Once you have 12 raw metal, come back here with your metal pick and just start going to town. Metal picks are great on these, and it works out really well. That one is not a river rock. This one is not even a rock. All right, but yeah, this one over here. And granted, I am using a Mastercraft one just because I don't have a regular one for demonstration purposes, but they pretty much work the same. And it is very, very effective and efficient. So come down here, metal rocks, yeah, this is where you get your metal. Pretty good. 17, just off that. Not bad. All right, now another one we're going to discuss. All right, so say if you want to take a look at your map. Well, here, if you press your map button, you have a map where you can actually see your character. You can flip around. You can see your relation to where you are in the island. You can kind of get your general bearings as to where you are. But if you close that up and you double-click it, you now are able to move it You are now able to put waypoints, track dinos, look at other players, look at your last death, create different points of interest or POIs, and then generally just have full control over everything that you can see here. I mean, you can take and you can put pings down on the map. You can do all sorts of cool stuff. All right, and yeah, this right here is just by clicking your double M button. It's really good. Or whichever button you use for your map. Just double click it. It'll change your life. It is really good. All right, when you are crafting stuff, you can actually go into your crafting. Say we want to harvest up a whole bunch of wood walls. You can actually go like this. You could track it. It'll appear over here on the right side. And also it will over track, which is good. So any of those 3 resources that you need, you are constantly tracking them now. Exactly, yeah, and it'll go over, above, and beyond exactly what you need. So if you want to craft a whole bunch, you can just keep tracking it. You can see exactly just how many you have in your inventory at any one given time. Granted, you can go and you can right-click on any resource in your inventory, and you can manually track just that, and you can add it to it. But, I mean, that is a cool little thing that you can do. But another thing is, I mean, and which is good for metal and stuff like that. But if you're going to be crafting up a whole bunch, just go ahead. Go open this up, and it'll show you just how much. And it goes way beyond what the resource is required for just that. So you know exactly how many of those you can craft at any given time. Granted, right now we can craft 0 because we don't have any fiber. But let me go get some fiber here really quick just so I can demonstrate this. All right, now we can craft 4 of them. And it shows you, it breaks down, it does the math for us while we're doing that, which is absolutely awesome. All right, now let's talk about building a little bit. Building in this game is so much better than its predecessor. It is absolutely amazing. There are a few little hiccups that I have to deal with every once in a while, but I am coming to terms with those. But granted, compared to Ark Survival Evolved, the building in this game is absolutely superior. You will notice that this place right here, even though we've got a couple pillars, the pillars aren't the primary structure here. Those foundations built right up there inside of the wall or inside of the natural little mesa are the absolute foundations. They carried over a bunch of the building from Genesis, where you can build up hills and all sorts of stuff. Now, if also while you're building, if you want to, if something is like, hey, let's put that there and let's snap, auto snap to there. Well, you can click, you can hold control and then you can snap to just about anything. It doesn't obey, or not control, Q, and it will snap to just about other things, and it will undo this, the force snap spot. Yeah, and then also, if you want, you can build right up a mountain. See that mesa right there? No problem. We could build right up the side of that. No problem. We can have a base that intertwines all the way around that. So yeah, you are no longer confined to placing foundations on the ground and then having to deal with a weird shaped base down below. You can actually go all the way around this and incorporate that into a really cool build. Matter of fact, that's giving me good ideas right now while I'm thinking about it. So hey, there you go. I'm giving you a free idea. Let's see some pictures. That'd be cool. Link in the Discord down below. All right, say you're ready to go into the caves. Say you want to go into the caves, but you don't want to, well, you just want to take the best dino that there is. Well, the best in slot for the caves is in this order. If a Thyla will fit, a Thyla is the best. If the Thyla won't fit, a Baryonyx is the best. Literally as simple as that. I mean, that's the way it gets. If the Baryonyx won't fit, then yeah. All right. But the only 3 that this does not apply to is the Cave of the Strong and the 2 underwater caves. The Cave of the Strong, the best is a Uteranus, just because it's really hard for things to hit you on the back of the saddle. And then also you can fear roar. So a Uteranus is the best inside the Cave of the Strong. And the underwater caves, a Basilosaurus is the best, just so where things won't knock you off the saddle. That's caves in a nutshell. Caves are very intimidating when you're first getting into them, but after a while, you will start being able to run them just Yeah, extremely easy, and also which ties very closely into our next hint, or our next tip. All right, the next tip is loot. Honestly, I would recommend going through the caves. The cave loot in Ark Ascended is so much better than the cave loot in Ark Survival Evolved ever was. It is absolutely amazing. And just the regular loot drops in Ark Survival Evolved are just absolutely amazing. So I would recommend that if you live close to a cave, keep that thing on farm. Every once in a while, get your baryonyx, run through it, grab a whole bunch of free loot, come out. Hey, that's your loot run done. You got some free loot, you got some really good blueprints, you got some other cool stuff. It's really effective, and it helps out quite a bit. If you have a Pteranodon early game, I behoove you. Go around, fly around, spend probably, 4, 5, 6, 8 hours, depending on your playtime, and just go get some loot drops. That is actually where all of my stuff comes from. Now, this stuff is so much better than just regular, because this right here, this has 187% damage. This does 1.8% and 1.8 of the damage that a regular pick does. Yeah, it takes a little bit more to repair, but also the durability, it's gonna last longer, it's gonna hit harder, it's gonna harvest more. It's just better, and you get these just from regular loot drops. Spend some time, go out, get your loot. It really helps out quite a bit. All right, the next tip, baby dinosaurs. They are absolutely really good. While they're not a really reliable source of being able to find high-level dinos, but every once in a while you will find a nice high-level adult that has a nice high-level baby with it. What you do is you kill the parent, and then you take the dino. Once you kill the dino, the parent, you can actually just claim the dino, walking up to it and clicking E on it. But also, baby dinos, they are an amazing source of prime meat. Look at that. They are absolutely amazing. Extremely good early game prime meat. If you can find a baby dino, these things will actually help you with taming stuff really good. Now, I'd love to show you a little bit more on my screen, but Adillo decided no. But yeah, just out of that, here, hold on, we got so much prime meat, yeah. And that's just from harvesting babies really quick. So yeah, you need early game prime meat, go find a parent, yeah. It is as sad as it sounds, but yeah, like this right here. But yeah, if you need early game prime meat, go find a parent, take it out, take out the baby, there you go, harvest it up, and voila. Really cheap, easy prime meat. All right, in Ark Survival Ascended, it is very important to actually have a whole bunch of shoulder pets on hand. One, because you're probably gonna die, but also shoulder pets have a really vast amounts of uses. My favorite is the Mesopithecus, just because it snares things when it throws its poop at it, so it's really amazing. But also, another thing that is, used to be limited to the Sonoma crops is now actually on all shoulder pets ever, which is amazing. You just hold R and you can use them as a backpack. You can open up their inventory, you can carry a whole bunch of your extra armor sets in them, and a whole bunch of extra taming equipment in them. It's really easy, and you don't even have to throw them down anymore. You can just access their inventory off their back. It's really great. Now, also, all shoulder pets now have a amount of weight reduction. So pump up that weight, pump up that health, and they're good. They're golden. These things are great. All right, so you just started the game. You're still a beach bob down below on the beaches, or you find a nice spot that you want to go to. Well, one of the things that you never want to get caught with is getting to a spot where all of a sudden you're ready to do a bunch of stuff, and you're ready to heart, and you're ready to go do some new content, some higher level stuff, but you don't have the crops. Crops are very vital, especially for making kibble, for the next step from measure berries up when taming things. Crops are very important also for making antidotes, for making bug repellents, different things. Don't get caught with your crops down. Seriously. As soon as you can, early game, make sure you go and you plant your crops. It doesn't have to be something super fancy. Just get them planted. All right? Throw some poop in there. Go gather things from hyenodon or whatever. Just wild things that are wandering about. Get the poop, throw it in there, and yeah, just get those crops planted really, really early. Like I said, don't get caught with your crops down. All right. And then also another thing, if you are early game and you need to be able to spoil a whole bunch of meat, a toilet will spoil a whole bunch of meat really quickly for it. Open up your inventory, throw your meat in here, and then you sit down on it, and then you poop. Now, how you can tell if you need to poop is over on the far right, your food will change a different lighter color, and all of a sudden, you need to poop. You're going to poop within the next minute if you don't just click the poop button. Well, if you come and then you sit down on the toilet, I don't need to poop right now, which is unfortunate for demonstration purposes. Demonstration purposes only, I swear. All right? But, granted, I may have pooped on camera a few times, but that's neither here nor there. Your friendly Hyanidon can watch you while you're doing this. It's great. All right, but you come in here, you poop, and then when you get up, you can just pop around, and then you can flush. Once you flush, all of a sudden, everything inside of there is now spoiled. Very, very easy, very quick way of getting a ton of spoiled meat. It works. It's really good. All right, another tip that I would like to explain here is cryopods. The newest edition, well, that is not a cryopod. That's a cryopod. Cryopods are one of the newest additions to Ark as of the point of me making this video. But yeah, so cryopods, they are really, really good for breeding. Now, say if you are breeding a dino and you're trying to get the imprint, and all of a sudden it says it wants extraordinary kibble, and you don't have any extraordinary kibble. Well, if you don't have a cryopod, you're kind of screwed. Time to move on to the next dino, and hopefully you get 100% imprint. But if you have a cryopod that sucker, throw it out. It's going to reset that dino, and it's also going to give you a new imprint food that it wants. Sometimes it'll just want to cuddle, other times it'll want to walk, sometimes it'll just be a berry. But if it keeps giving it to you as something that you don't have, pick it back up and then just throw it back out. Now also, this works for every other dino in the game as well if it's tamed. Now, say if you're having some sort of issue, and also, granted, this game is still in early access, so I would expect this trick to come in a lot more handy than the imprint. Say if your dino is just bugged, it's not acting right, its stamina won't it won't regenerate its stamina, anything of the sort, you're having a problem getting it to eat, anything of the sort. Say if you got him clipped into a rock or into a wall or something like that, cryopod that sucker. It will reset it, and then you can throw it back out. And yeah, cryopods, they're kind of like the reset tool for tame dinos. It's really good. So yeah, if you're having a problem with a dinosaur, the first step in troubleshooting, cryopod it, throw it back out. If it doesn't fix it, then you need to start progressing, but chances are that's going to fix your problem. Unless, of course, it's dead. And then there's no cure for that. Sorry. All right, now another thing I would like to explain is you can, while you're taming a dino, say if you're taming this dire bear, and dire bears are notoriously finicky when it comes to things. Say they have notoriously low health, and then they have really high torpor, which means that in order to knock these out, you either have to use tranq darts or you have to feed them midway. So that's what you do, is actually you take something, you can even strip yourself down to nothing, put all your stuff, say, on like a thyla that you're riding when you're taming the dire bear, and then come over and just let it eat you. Now, by it harvesting you, it will actually regenerate its health, it'll heal up, and then you can continue to pummel it with whichever weapon you got. Also, I would recommend using a magnifying glass. A magnifying glass just so where you have a perfect idea of just how it is. Now, magnifying glasses, you have to get up rather close, but, you know, if they're running or if you're on the back of a dino, you can generally magnifying glass them pretty easily and pretty efficiently and effectively. So, yeah, make sure that you pay very close attention to the health of the dinosaurs as you're knocking them out, because a lot of times, you know, you go up, you've got your great, amazing crossbow, and you're like, you know, we can knock this thing out, and you end up killing it instead. Well, your great amazing crossbow was too amazing, and that's kind of the thick of it. That's what it is. It was too good for that dino. All right, so it's going to end up killing it. One of the easiest things is to go grab something, pick it up, drag it. How you drag something is you go up to it, you mouse over it, and then it'll give you the option to drag it if it's dead, and especially if you have it, if you are able to carry its drag weight. Now, every dino in the game actually has a drag weight, which is dependent on your weight stat. So, say right now we can carry anything that has a 500 or lesser drag weight. We can pick it up, we can drag it, and then we can just take it over to the dinosaur, and if it's a carnivore, it'll heal it. If it's an herbivore, well, it's not going to do that. But if you're taming a carnivore, it will absolutely work. And like I said, if you don't have anything that you can drag and just put down a sleeping bag right next to whatever dino you're riding and throw all your stuff on the dino, charge at the thing that's getting damaged, let it kill and harvest you, it's going to heal up, spawn back at your sleeping bag, hop on your dinosaur, put it back on all your gear, and you can continue to knock that sucker out. It's really easy, and it works quite a bit. And I cannot count how many times those T-Rexes have pooped in the last 5 minutes just by me doing this stuff. All right, but anyway, that's a bunch of tips. I hope they help you out in your Ark Ascended playthrough and just having some Ark Ascended fun. I hope it helped you out. If you haven't already, make sure you click that like button. I really appreciate it. If you're new around here, subscribe. And until next time, this is Phlinger, and take it easy. Also, if you have any questions, anything of the sort, link to the Discord down below. We have a massive amount of people in there that are just always willing to help. Also, sometimes I pop in there and I help people out as well. It is absolutely amazing. So, hey, like I said, I hope the video helps you out, and happy arcing.